June 2, first day of the 9th week in Ordinary Time. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. One of the scribes came to Jesus and asked him, "Which is the first of all the commandments?" Jesus replied, "The first is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than this." The scribe said to him, "Well said, teacher. You are right in saying, He is one, and there is no other than He. And to love Him with all your heart, with all your understanding, with all your strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself, is worth more than all burnt offerings and sacrifices." And when Jesus saw that he answered with understanding, he said to him, "You are not far from the kingdom of God." And no one dared to ask him any more questions. The Gospel of the Lord. The first of all the commandments. Over the centuries, the 10 Commandments have been amplified by hundreds, if not thousands, of rules and regulations. The scribe's question as to which of them is the most important, therefore, is a very valid question. Already some rabbis have pointed out that there is nothing more important than the love of God, while others have argued that it is the love of neighbor. Jesus now combines the two into one law of love. One cannot be without the other. He makes it possible to sing, "I love you, Lord," while hating or wishing a fellow person evil. In times of hardships, trials, and overwhelming problems, many have difficulties in loving God while loving those who pity them and show concern. On the other hand, it is easy to love God when all is well, and one sings the famous song in a community. But to love a nasty neighbor or a nagging mother-in-law turns out to be very difficult. Yet Jesus does not allow us to separate these two loves. We are constantly reminded of this double commandment when we look at the crucifix. The vertical beam reminds us to love God, the horizontal beam to love our neighbor. And what does it mean to love others as ourselves? We have to distinguish between selfishness and self-love. Of course, the right love of self, the appreciation of the worth of one's own self, not selfishness, is what Jesus means. Love God and do what you like.